Whoa, so hey, what is up, YouTube? This is Mike coming to you from Samurai Geek Designs, and I've been really kind of not keeping up with my videos. I've already had a couple of models kind of come and go. The R2D2 was done, Boba Fett is gone, a snow speeder is gone. I can't give away details just yet. But I've got a few more things that I've been working on. This is a Hulk figure that I'm doing for one of our neighbors here in the mall. He runs a candle making shop, and he brought this guy in for me to work on. So uh, the elbows had to be glued in place, and there needs to be some touch up because they were a little loose, and every time they moved, they were just scraping off the finish on this. So uh, let me move this guy out of the way. Okay, alright. Before I lose myself, uh, I kept the original paint on the eyes, and let me see if I can get in there. And I just need to touch up the edges where the masking got a little too far in the way. But basically, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to put a very thin wash of the original flesh color that I've started using. Not the bright highlight, not the darker, but just the this little median middle right here, just a wash of it, just to kind of bring all of this together one more time, just to kind of kill a little bit of the contrast and bring some of it out again. But let me spin it around. There's the damage, and that's the original. Come on, focus. Hey. That's the original color right there. And I'm gonna have to touch that up again. I also need to touch up the back of these ankles right here too. That needs to be done. Oh, that needs to be painted black, I guess. I'm sorry. It needs to be primed out again black so that I can get an even base. Trust me. I still need to paint the base, and still need to do a few more highlights. I want to add a little bit more color. Ooh, come on. I want to add a little bit more color to his hands. I think they're still a little dark, but the veining's there, and on camera too, he also looks a little brighter than what he really is. So a little more touch up on this guy, and he'll be ready. This Viper over here, ow. This is the first layer of color that I'm putting on. There needs to be, it's going to be chipped here and there, so this needs to be peeking out from underneath the actual painted surface. So more on this one later. This one I just found out there's a little bit more putty work that I need to do here on some of the edges here. And once I get that done, then I'm going to start putting on the base coat and get that ready for weathering. What else is going on? I've got a Battlestar Galactica that I'm going to be starting up in the next couple of days, and I also have this giant... Ooh. I've got this giant X-Wing to get going, and then following this, after Christmas, I've got another one coming up for another customer who also took the Boba Fett, R2D2, and a few other projects of mine, but it's getting a little difficult to keep up with the demand now, and I'm gonna be here. I guess today is the 23rd, day before Christmas Eve, and I'm going to be here all day, probably all night, to kind of wrap up a few projects that I've got going on. Actually, some graphic design that needs to be done as well. So yeah, I've got my work cut out for me. So when my wife gets back from her out of town trip, she's probably gonna find me in the same condition as Marlon Brando in Apocalypse Now. So yeah, more on that later, guys. But I'll see you soon. You have fun. You take care. Have a happy holiday, and we'll see you again soon.